This is the Welcome to Raw is Jericho!
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Listen up, you blind slapnut. If I can be serious for a minute.
This is the Flex Network. This is the Flex Network. Flex on them. Flex on everybody.
The real reason I'm here tonight is because we are live!
We Flex are NXT.
It's your time, folks! Sweet! A little bit of the bubbly.
The preceding announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
For life.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all the ages, what a WrestleMania week we just got done with. Holy enchilada. The new year has officially started. Wow. What a way to end the 2020 wrestling year for WWE. I mean, heck, the way today's going, holy mackerel. We'll get into that in a short little bit. But yeah, WrestleMania this past weekend, Saturday and Sunday, was just too sweet. 25,675 fans in the stands both nights. A little over 50,000 or 51,000 fans in the stands. So great to see the WWE Universe back out in force at WrestleMania this past week. Impact. Word coming out that being down in Florida that you can sue in the near future, like short little while, I believe, or right now, that you could have full stadiums again down there. So I believe it's soon, but AEW could soon have a sellout crowd in the house. And I'm not talking about like limited capacity. I'm talking sell out Daly's place down there, fill it up, and have a sold out crowd in that building right there, folks. But yeah, a lot of interesting things been happening even today. Let's get straight into it before we talk what went down to WrestleMania, because I know that's a high point, but we got to start on the low point, because exactly 1 year ago today, April 15th, 2020, we saw 20 superstars get released due to the pandemic and to save some money for WWE. Well, it's happened again, ladies and gentlemen. 1 year later, we're not seeing 20 this time around. We're seeing 10 WWE superstars get released. It is such a sad day. Black Thursday all over again for WWE. Last year was 20. This time around, it's 10. The big news, of course, Samoa Joe, Billy Kay, Chelsea Green, Mickey James, Tucker, Kalisto, Wesley Blake, Bo Dallas, Peyton Royce, and just recently, Mojo Riley. All have been released from their contracts at WWE, and WWE wishing them the best in their future endeavors. Now, again, 1 year ago, we lost 20 superstars in one fell swoop. And to say that 1 year later, it's not happening, the same stuff's happening again. To save money, of course, it's a new year. at least in the wrestling mind. It's a brand new year. WrestleMania is over. Now we're heading towards, starting up anew again, new chapters and everything. But last year, to have, think about it, we lost last year Kurt Angle, we lost Rusev, Drake Maverick, Zack Ryder, Kurt Hawkins, Gallows and Anderson, Heath Slater, Eric Young, Rowan, Sarah Logan, Noah Jose, referee Mike Chioda, Mike and Maria Kanellis, EC3, Aiden English, Leon Rush, Primo and Epical, and a bunch of board member, people getting reduced pay and reduced executive board and member compensation and operating expenses. But other than that, we lost 20 superstars in WWE to be released. Now, while it was a sad day last year, and thinking, now looking ahead a year now, Rusev is doing good, obviously, over at AEW. Ryder and Hawkins are doing good at Impact Wrestling. They're doing some good stuff. Gallows and Anderson, of course, on top over there at Impact Wrestling, and also over here at AEW. Heath Slater injured at Impact, so he's off the shelf. I mean, he was doing good. Rowan's back. He just returned. Or sorry, no, not Rowan. No, Rowan. I'm thinking of someone else. Sorry about that. Rowan's still out. We only saw him once for the Exalted Ones tribute show earlier this year. Eric Young is still at, went back to Impact Wrestling. He's doing great now with Violence by Design. Sarah Logan has a new child, first child. So she's doing good, outside of wrestling. Haven't seen Noah Jose. Mike and Maria Kanellis are both at Ring of Honor. They're back at Ring of Honor. EC3's, I would say, hovering between at Ring of Honor, maybe some NWA sometimes. I don't know percent. Aiden English, not doing wrestling right now, just doing podcasts. Leo Rush with New Japan Pro Wrestling, doing some other indie stuff. Primo and Epico, haven't seen them, so a lot of them have been doing good. And of course, Kurt Angle, obviously, probably chilling at home with the family and everything. So, and coming out with a podcast soon, his own podcast. But a lot of those guys have been doing well. Of course, the horrible, reality of last year was, of course, the pandemic. These guys getting cut to save money because, again, WWE wasn't traveling. They were just stuck at the Performance Center. Well, now they got out of the Performance Center, went to Amway Center, then they went to Tropicana. Now they're at a new Thunderdome. If you saw Raw this past week, you saw their new Thunderdome / entrance set, so you saw what it looked like. But 1 year later, in retrospect, to see superstars go, like a couple of them, Samoa Joe, Billy Kay, Peyton Royce, all get dropped. That's the big shock to me, is that you just had Samoa Joe at WrestleMania. I think he was at both nights. But now he's done. And I get, the whole injury, I believe, the concussion and moving him to the announce desk to heal him up and everything. That was a smart move, because, again, it kept Joe on camera and we got to see Samoa Joe. And he does wonders as a commentator. But to say the least, to release him, at least outright, that's not the smartest thing in the world, because, I'm pretty sure he has that 90-day no-compete clause, because he was such a prolific superstar that if he was to go somewhere else, he would instantly be picked up. But even so, with Billy Kay and Peyton Royce, the two iconic women. I think WWE set themselves up, unfortunately, to get rid of them. They lost the opportunity to, they lost money with them because they split them up. They lost a lot of money splitting those two up. They could have had a great run as, even more as tag team champions. They could have sold a lot more merchandise, but you split them up. You leave Peyton Royce on the outside, looking in of, hey, I want to get on the shows. I want to wrestle, give me a shot. And you got Billie Kay, who's over on SmackDown, just headshots, sneaking. She's getting TV time. I'll give her that. And she was at WrestleMania wrestling, but I feel like, and I'm pretty sure a lot of wrestling fans think that you put Billie Kay and Peyton Royce together, they're going to sell money. They are money right there. They are going to get you merchandise, even great, some good matches, even some great moments, behind the scenes, even if it's some backstage comedy stuff, they were worth their weight in the money. They brought money, and people loved them. Heck, you go to Australia, they loved them when they did the Super Showdown in Australia. People loved them. They were blowing out the roof. Even though there was hardly, it was like a dome, but no roof. But they literally blew that dome off, that stadium down there, and it was still being launched in the atmosphere. It was still circling the globe of how loud they were cheering for Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. So, for the Iconics. And then Chelsea Green. I mean, yeah, she got her injured. She was injured, her wrist, broken wrist, had to heal up. And she was doing okay in NXT. And then she got the call up to the main roster. And first match breaks her wrist with, Natty. And it sucks for her. Mickie James, WWE legend right there, I would say, released. We haven't seen really much of her for a while, except on, like pre-shows or, panels, talking. Tucker, Wesley Blake, and Bo Dallas. Again, haven't really seen a lot of those guys. Tucker, of course, I would think it kind of, this breaking up that tag team with Otis and Tucker really shot Tucker. Literally, they could have done something with it on, pay-per-view after Hell in a Cell, and they just couldn't pull the trigger on that one as much. So it sucks for Heavy Machinery that they broke up, and now Otis is now with Chad Gable and Academy Alpha. But Tucker was just left in the dust. And of course, Bo Dallas, everybody believe in him, or Bo leave with him. Mojo and Wesley Blake and Kalisto. I mean, Kalisto, you could still see, at least with the cruiserweights, tag team division and everything. But Wesley Blake and Mojo Riley didn't really see much of, so it's not like it was a real shocker for them. But again, 10 superstars gone today is unfortunate. Wish those guys best in their future endeavors. I would not be surprised if within the next 90 days we see maybe 5 or at least maybe 4 out of the 10. Heck, I would push to 6 out of the 10 to be picked up by Impact, by AEW within the next 90 plus days. That's all I could say about that, with that. But that is the big news. That is the only news. I was not literally coming out here to talk about news. I was going to come out here and talk to you guys about WrestleMania weekend and how awesome it was this week. The matches, to see hear and see fans in the stands again, and to talk about what went down at WrestleMania. But let's get into that. Is WrestleMania. We don't have to talk about Stand and Deliver. We did that last week. after the show. But of course, we'll talk about Raw this past week. We'll talk NXT on Tuesday, and then Dynamite last night on AEW. Wednesday now, the only one left. But let's get into WrestleMania. The first time since 2003 that we didn't have John Cena in any capacity. This is the first time since 2012 we didn't have Brock Lesnar appear as a feature, not to feature Brock Lesnar. And this was the first WrestleMania since 1988 to not have at least one appearance of Shawn Michaels, Triple H, or Undertaker on the card. How crazy is that? That 1988, we've had an appearance of Shawn Michaels, Triple H, or Undertaker on WrestleMania since 88, and now this is the first year we've not had at least an appearance on, or a feature, not to feature one of those three on the card. It's just crazy to say that no Shawn Michaels, no Triple H, no Undertaker in any capacity. I can understand, Undertaker. We didn't see him at WrestleMania 2000 because he was gone. He had groin surgery, I believe, back in 2000, at 2000 time, because this was right after he left before Unforgiven 98 or 99 to get healed, right before the six-pack challenge. He left. That was in September. We didn't see him at WrestleMania 2000 Anaheim. Didn't come back till Judgment Day 2 months later in the Iron Man match with Rock and Triple H, and then 60-minute Iron Man match with Shawn Michaels as referee, and he came back as American Badass. Shawn Michaels, of course, came back 2002 at SummerSlam, actually not even SummerSlam, more, his first match back was SummerSlam 2002. He came back like maybe a couple months ago, before SummerSlam, to hang with NWO. First Mania back was 2003 in Seattle at WrestleMania 19. And then, of course, Hunter, running the company now. So, it's just been a long time, guys, that we've not had a real WrestleMania without Shawn Michaels or Triple H, or even Undertaker for that matter. Because last year, Undertaker had this final match in the Boneyard and went out on top. But let's get into now. Let's start with night one of WrestleMania 37. The funny thing about this is you start the show with a weather delay. A rainy weather delay. The first time in WrestleMania history that there is a delay in the show because of thunder and rain. Thunder and lightning and rain. What the heck? I mean, only in the WWE can you have a show be delayed. And of course, it's WrestleMania, the first show back in exactly 1 year, 1 month, and 1 day after the during the pandemic, that there's fans in the stands at a big pay-per-view show that they can actually have more than 500 people, 100 people, to allow a massive crowd, and you can tell, hey, you all gotta wait maybe half hour. We're gonna, or actually at least two times that. If I, remember some people were vlogging that day, and they were like, okay, well, we're being delayed entry into the building, at least because of the weather. We got in, and we're right before show where, Vince McMahon comes out on the stage and says, welcome back and welcome to WrestleMania. And then after the intro, the intro video and everything, we get told, hey, sorry, we're on hold for another little bit, for like maybe 5-10 minutes, a little bit more than that. We got weather. And then the rest of the time it was, oh, we're good. So it's just the craziest thing that a weather delay the first time back for the WWE Universe, and it's at WrestleMania Night 1, of course. But kick off the show, we had Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. This was a awesome way to start the night on night 1. Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre. They had a great matchup, guys. I loved it. It was back and forth. Unfortunately for Drew, he fell to the Hurt Lock as he passed out. I mean, not really passed out ish, but he didn't respond to the ref's count. So Bobby Lashley retains to open the show. And you could tell when Drew McIntyre came out, he was like, I can hear you guys now. I can hear you. And it was just so fun to, just to see him in his entrance, pump up the crowd and like, hey, I want to hear you guys. Come on. But yeah, it was a good matchup. Bobby Lashley retains the WWE Championship. I want to say this is like this is the first time that the WWE Championship had to be defended on the opening card at the beginning of the match, beginning of the card, while the Universal title at WrestleMania 35 in New York was the Universal title. So this is the first time that the WWE Championship had to open up the show, because normally it's the one that closes the show, it's the one that ends it. But we'll get into the real main event of the night. Next up on the docket was the tag team turmoil for the number 1 contenders opportunity for the women's tag team titles on night 2. We had 4 teams pick, in a good match. I'll give it that. It was a good match. We had like Lana and Naomi. Lana was looked excited to hear people cheer for her again, or at least some noise to hear people again. Taking on Billie Kay and Carmella. Of course, Billie Kay and Carmella thrown together last moment on the previous SmackDown. Beat Leona and Naomi like 2.5 minutes, like not even 2.25 minutes into the match. We got the Riot Squad to come out. They beat Billie Kay and Carmella. Another 2 minutes late, another 2-minute match right there. Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose. The big slip up from Mandy Rose at WrestleMania, slipping on the entrance ramp, trending worldwide. It was kind of funny, but again, you can't really blame her for slipping. I mean, you gotta think if the ramp is wet, then obviously she's gonna slip. I don't blame her as much. It's just like, hey, you're walking and all of a sudden, oops, my bad. But Riot Squad picks up another victory in that matchup. Another 4-minute match right there. And then we get the final tag team, Natalya and Tamina, coming out and beating Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott to move on to night 2 to win, to have an opportunity at the women's tag team title shot against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler as they won the tag team turmoil match on night 1. And then, of course, I mean, and I don't want to say it on here, but I'm actually going to now, because the other thing that went trending worldwide for all you adults out there as well, we had a little slip. I believe it was Dana, or I think it was Dana, had a little slip, not on the ramp, but another slip of the kind. I'm pretty sure you guys can go and check, find stuff on that on the internet, but that's all I'm going to say. Everyone can figure out that one. Third matchup of the night we had on night 1, Cesaro taking on Seth Rollins. this was a damn good match, guys. I really loved the Cesaro Seth Rollins match. It was awesome. Cesaro's breaking his old record of 22 swings on Seth Rollins. Cesaro getting his first victory at WrestleMania singles wise against the SmackDown savior Seth Rollins. It was an awesome match. Go and recheck that out, guys. Raw tag team titles up for grabs. AJ Styles and Umas taking on the New Day, and coming out in that red, coming out looking like a Pirates, red and black kind of gear. Looked awesome. And New Day played the smart game. I will give them that. They played the smart game in limiting AJ Styles to their side of the ring. The tags, the preventing AJ from getting to his side, attacking almost, and it worked. They had the sound game plan up until AJ kind of screwed up the plans for New Day, while Xavier wanted to go up top, and Kofi got knocked out of the ring, and all of a sudden, doors wide open for AJ. He goes and makes the tag, and the shocked look of Xavier Woods' face of like, oh crap. Oh crap, I'm in deep caca. Cause he big boy. And almost just handed Kingston and Woods a proverbial ass whooping. Just dominating them. I mean, I'm not like talking like he beat the holy hell out of them, like just punches and tosses. Like he just stood there and just blocked, chops, threw him down. Didn't take a drop kick. It was like, dude, how the hell we go get this guy down? He a big boy. He hello. Please don't hurt me, Mr. Giant. But he did, as Omos and AJ Styles pick up the victory and are your new Raw Tag Team Champions of the world. And then the steel cage match between Braun Strowman and Shane O'Mac. Now, I know I came on the show. Actually, I've been saying on the show for a while now that something crazy that Shane McMahon was probably going to jump off of something, and we're going to have some crazy moment at WrestleMania, probably with a pirate ship. But let me backtrack a little bit on this. The pirate ship theme at WrestleMania, the stage with the pirate ship so high up, I'm like, yeah, I don't think no one's jumping off that ship. No one in their right mind is going to be jumping all the way up at that top of that pirate, either, on the front end or the back end, the side end. There's no way, no freaking way that someone is going to jump from that pirate ship and live to tell about it. And I could literally show you, at least on YouTube live here. I'm trying to find a good photo of the pirate ship. And just how crazy, how big it looked. Actually, yeah, here it is. Open up new. Yeah, let's take a look. That pirate ship, there is no way in monkey's hell, in God's green earth, that someone is not going to jump from here to here, or even to the front end of the ship, and jump off and live to tell about it. So, as much cool or as iconic of a moment you could have said that this WrestleMania could have been if someone would have done that, there was no chance in hell that someone was going to do it and live. Even Shane McMahon couldn't pull that one off. I'm sorry. But Shane McMahon has. I'm sorry. Young Simba has so many lives. I'm sorry. He's already used up over half of them. Actually, he's pretty much used all of them up. I mean, the backlash, the SummerSlam 2000 fall, straight backwards after getting hit with the kendo stick. The Lethal Weapon, Steve Blackman falling back down. There's one. The backlash jump off the top of the backlash Titantron. The shaking of head. No, and then cross my heart and drop in the last man standing match to Big Show. The dive off of the Unforgiven Titantron in 2003 in the last man standing match against Kane. There's 3. Jumping off that Unforgiven and missing Kane in the last man standing match in 03. That was 3. Getting his testicles shocked by Kane. That was 4. And Shane McMahon jumping off the ambulance into Kane. I mean, okay, that one maybe not so much because he hit that one and he had some saved on that one. Undertaker taking on Undertaker at WrestleMania 31 in Dallas. If my math serves me correctly, WrestleMania 31 in Dallas. No, that was LA, or that was Santa Clara. Then I'm thinking 32. Yes, WrestleMania 32 with Dallas, Hell in a Cell, that's 5. And then the Hell in a Cell against Kevin Owens, that's 6. He's used up half of his 9 lives, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm pretty sure he would have used up the rest of it had he done what a lot of people were asking him to do on top of this pirate ship right here. Literally, if he would have done that, jumping off the pirate ship at either end, he would have used the remaining 3 lives he had, and 2 lives, because he already used one for the helicopter crash emergency landing he did a few years ago. So he's used up his safety nets, ladies and gentlemen. Young Simba has a small amount of lives left, and I think he also may have lost one against Braun Strowman, getting just jacked over inside that steel cage match at the top, because again, Shane McMahon had the match won, ladies and gentlemen. All he had to do was just climb down, but he had to mock the big giant. He had to mock him and just bye-bye, you stupid, bye-bye. And Braun just said, nope, come here, boy. Get over here. Rip the cage off, or rip part of the cage out, grab him, bring him back in. Had the idea, because you knew when you look at Braun Strowman and you see him go, hit the wheels are turning. I'm like, oh no, please don't kill young Simba. We need Shane McMahon. We need Shane O'Mac. And of course, he tosses him up to the top of the cage, grabs him by the scruff of his jersey, that baseball jersey, that Shane O'Mac jersey, and it's like you could see Shane just shake his head, no, and bombs away. And thank God Shane McMahon, did that dive, the certain way, because had he not flipped as much, if he would have flipped less, he would have been hitting on his neck. But holy enchilada, guys, just Shane McMahon in that landing, yeah. It was over. You need a spatula to get him off the mat. It was brutal. Braun Strowman picks up the victory in the steel cage match. That was an awesome moment right there, just to see Shane and Shane McMahon flies off the cage again for the 3rd time in his illustrious wrestling career. He flies off the cage, but this time he had help. Unfortunately, he didn't jump off this time. He got tossed off. Yeah, he did. But the match of the night, the two matches of the night, I would have to say, actually, those are the three matches of the night for me. The steel cage, the tag team match between Bad Bunny and Damian Priest taking on Miz and Morrison, and then, of course, the SmackDown Women's title match, which we'll get into in a few minutes or a couple seconds. But Bad Bunny and Damian Priest taking on Miz and Morrison stole the show. And Bad Bunny, ladies and gentlemen, you literally took the bar for celebrity appearance, celebrity, involvement in a wrestling match or even in a storyline. He took the bar and he raised it about 15 feet high. Literally, it's up there to the point where if any celebrity wants to be considered one of the best celebrity wrestlers, of all time, they need to put in the work that Bad Bunny did, because he put in the work and it showed. I mean, Bunny and Priest hitting dual Falcon arrows, that was awesome. Bunny doing the hanging in there with Miz and Morrison in the ring. The dive off the top rope again. I mean, that one was already awesome the first time it happened at the Royal Rumble. And then the coup de grace of this whole thing, Bad Bunny on the outside hitting John Morrison with the Canadian Destroyer. I kid you not. That had to be the best thing about the whole match, just right there. Bad Bunny hitting, in his opinion, in a lot of people's opinion, the Bunny Destroyer, but we all know in the wrestling world that is a Canadian Destroyer. And for celebrities, that can do wrestling moves, he nailed that beautifully. The Canadian Destroyer, that sick flip pile driver that P.D. Williams is known for. And it was gorgeous, to say the least, to see Bad Bunny hit that sick flip pile driver on John Morrison. Couldn't beat it. It was one of the best moments of the night. And Bad Bunny and Damian Priest win the tag team match. But actually, go back and watch this match, guys. You need to watch this match. It was awesome. If you're not a big, if you were going to think that Bad Bunny was just going to come in and, oh yeah, I get to hit a half-ass stunner or a rock bottom or a half-ass clothesline. Hell no. You need to check that opinion at the door, because Bad Bunny put in the work. He busted his butt, and he proved that that if he wants a wrestling career after this, could see him down in NXT to start for a little while. Get him some more work in the ring, but he could go, guys. I would not be surprised if Bad Bunny has a dual career in wrestling and music. And of course, we saw the commercial. There was a commercial afterwards, and if you saw it all week on during the wrestling shows, like on Raw and NXT, you saw that Bad Bunny is now going to be heading on a tour, come to a city near you soon. So that'd be great, to see the one half of the best celebrity tag team matchup of all time performing in your city, which is going to be awesome. Probably go and check that out, guys. And then main event on night one, we had Bianca Belair taking on Sasha Banks for the SmackDown Women's Championship match. First time in history. Actually, you know what? I'm not even going to go there, because Michael Cole already did that. But first, I would say this is the first one-on-one match that did not feature the WWE Championship as the closer or a triple threat match. It is a fatal four-way. This was a one-on-one women's title match to close night one, WrestleMania Saturday, for the SmackDown Women's title. And Bianca and Sasha, they put in a hell of a night, guys. It was a awesome matchup. I mean, yeah, it didn't go like 20 minutes, but it was, I mean, it was a little under the 20-minute mark, but it was still great. It was a good matchup, great matchup, guys. And to see Sasha use the hair on Bianca, to prevent her and, hold her back. I mean, you got to think that was going to get pulled into play there. And of course, the big moment, a couple big moments that Bianca getting gorilla pressed, caught with the dive, then gorilla pressed, walked up the stairs to the ring, and then just tosses her back in, like, okay, we're going now. But the marquee moment of this whole thing was Bianca using that hair. Holy Mama Luke, guys. That chop, that whip, just, oh, damn. You could hear that from James Raymond Stadium all the way to China. It was that loud, guys. You could hear that and feel that whip of that hair. So much that that Sasha has the welt. If you saw after the match, the Sasha Banks welt that she had. Oh, good monkeys. I'm like trying to get that photo up for you guys, but it's like that welt that Sasha Banks had at WrestleMania. After that hair whip, oh man, it was nasty. Just to like trying to find a good picture for you guys. Oh yeah, best picture right I could find. Just look at look at that one welt right there. Just that was one hell of a whip that she's gonna feel and remember for a while, guys. That's a bruise right there. That's not gonna go away for a while, guys. And it hurt like hell, and we could feel that as Sasha got whipped with that hair, as she is now the former champ of the SmackDown Women's Division. Bianca Belair wins and is your new SmackDown Women's Champion to close out night one, which was unbelievable. Night one was awesome, guys. Night two, I would have to admit, was kind of weird and not that great. Truth be told, let's be honest. Night one set the tone, and it was a great tone, guys. It was a great way to kick off the two-night event of WrestleMania. On the flip side, WrestleMania Sunday, it could have been better. Let's be honest. The WrestleMania Sunday could have been better. Kick off the night with The Fiend and Randy Orton, the return of The Fiend to in-ring action, and a brand new Fiend, I guess, because he's lost the scars and the burns from the TLC Firefly Inferno match. And Alexa Bliss, I mean, let's be honest, the intro was great with The Fiend coming out of that Jack in the Box looking, Fiend box, I would say. Alexa Bliss, cranking the Jack in the Box, and out comes The Fiend, all shiny and new, but not really The Fiend if you kind of pay attention to how The Fiend originally looks to, what he had at WrestleMania. And the match itself was okay. I mean, okay-ish, but where I think a lot of the people lost it was when Alexa Bliss distracted, came back out, popped out, and distracted the Fiend. The looking like something out of the ring with the black liquid coming down her face. And Randy Orton RKO and the Fiend. He wins. And it was just mass confusion in that part to where, wait a minute, we waited all the way from December with the Fiend being gone and everything with Randy Orton and Alexa Bliss, all the way to WrestleMania for that. A 6-minute match? What a letdown. It was a letdown, guys, because a lot of people were booing that one at the end of that when the Fiend and Alexa Bliss were disappearing at the end of the match. It was a complete letdown. Women's tag team titles up for grabs as Jackson Baszler defends against Natalya and Tamina, the winner of the tag team turmoil on night 1. And Jax and Baszler, again, I cannot stress this enough. They are one of the best women's tag teams right now going. Shayna Baszler looking like she may have busted Natalya in in another tooth out, but it was more like she just a gash in her under her lip or in her mouth, and Shayna Baszler does damage with that knee, guys. Just shakink, you lose a tooth. Shakink, you bleed in the mouth. She keeps doing it. She's gonna knock someone's brain out with that. She's gonna break someone's jaw. Wouldn't be surprised. But Jackson, Shayna Baszler pick up the victory against Natalya and Tamina via submission. They retain the women's tag team titles. A good match. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, one-on-one. Sami Zayn having Logan Paul as his guest, as his someone down ringside. Owens and Sami Zayn. It was a okay match. Kevin Owens picks up the victory on Sami Zayn. Afterwards, Kevin Owens stuns Logan Paul. It was a funny moment. Not even a 10-minute match on that one, which is a shame. U.S. title up for grabs. Sheamus defending against Matt Riddle. Riddle. The U.S. title match was okay. It was okay. Sheamus picking up the victory on Matt Riddle. I mean, not really anything worth remembering from that match. I mean, other than Riddle trying to go for a flip, Sheamus hitting the bro kick, busting him in the mouth. Sheamus is your new U.S. champ. Actually, let me back up a little bit, because back to the Raw Tag Team titles now that I remember that. AJ Styles winning this past Saturday at WrestleMania and becoming the new Raw Tag Team champion has now officially joined the Grand Slam Club for WWE. He is now the only man in wrestling right now that is a TNA Grand Slam champion and a WWE Grand Slam champion. As he has held in TNA, he has held the NWA World Championship. That was his first one. He held the X Division title. He held the NWA Tag Team title. Or sorry, not the NWA. He held the TNA Tag Team title. No, actually, no. NWA first, because I gotta remember order of this. NWA Tag Team title. And then he held the Legends Championship /TV /Kingdom Out, whatever. But the Legends title, which means he held all 4 titles in TNA, Impact, Grand Slam champ right there. And now with winning the WWE title, the US title, the Intercontinental title, and the Raw Tag Team titles, he is now a Grand Slam champion here in the WWE. Congratulations to AJ Styles of joining the Grand Slam Champions Club. But the only one to do it in both companies. So congratulations to him. So now back to night 2. Big E defending the Intercontinental Championship and then the Nigerian drum fight against Apollo Crews. And while this match was not really impactful, to say the least, the surprise appearance of Double K, the underground fighter from Raw Underground, that's now apparently working with Apollo Crews as his general, I guess, if I could say, his general from Nigeria. And Apollo Crews picks up the victory. He's now the Intercontinental Champion. We had 3 title changes on night 2. We're going to talk about the women's one in a short bit. We had 2 champions swap on night 1, so we had 5 titles change hands and at WrestleMania this past weekend. It was not bad for title changes. So yeah, nothing real impactful besides Double K for the shock value, helping out Apollo Crews take out Big E in the Nigerian drum fight match. Raw women's title up for grabs. Asuka defending against Rhea Ripley. And this match was really good. I really liked the Raw women's title match. It was a great match. Go back and check it out. Rhea Ripley picking up the victory as your new Raw women's champion. And then, of course, the final match of the night, the triple threat match for the WWE Universal title. Daniel Bryan taking on Edge, the winner of the 2021 Royal Rumble winner, taking on the champ Roman Reigns. And the pop Edge got, when you think you know me, busted out, the pop he got, whew, you got the goosebumps on that one. Even so with Daniel Bryan coming back with the yes chant all the way down the ramp, and people, yes, was awesome. We got to hear that again. A lot of the chants again come back. Edge, the pop for him. And then even for Roman Reigns to boo him was just so natural for a lot of people who don't really like Roman Reigns. But the match itself, the triple threat match, was really good. Really, really good. I would want to watch this one again. It really hurt the match because you had Jey Uso interfering. And for a WrestleMania match, I would have envisioned that the main event truly be those 3 guys going at it. No interference like it has been for the last, since SummerSlam. Or actually since, Night of Champions? Actually, I can't even say Night of Champions. Since November. Yeah, since November, because October was Hell in a Cell. Roman and Jay faced each other in Hell in a Cell. And then he switched. So since November, that the interference of Jey Uso and Roman Reigns' matches, I truly believe that if Roman, Edge, and Daniel Bryan went head up, that we would have a new champion. Whether it be Daniel Bryan, whether it be Edge. But because of Jey Uso interfering, granted, the triple threat match, no disqualification, so Jey can do it. But I feel like the Jey Uso interfering in Roman Reigns, especially at WrestleMania, really hurts Roman. Claim to be the head of the table and to be the man, because he knows that he can't beat anyone. He cannot win a match on his own without Jey Uso stepping in and super kicking and swinging chairs for him. He can't do it by himself. If Jey Uso is in the near facility, area, he is in the same building, if he's in a mile within the show, and the Universal title's up for grabs, or if it's just Roman Reigns facing someone, Jey Uso's going to come down, super kick, cost whoever the match, and give the match to Roman Reigns. But with that being said, Roman did hold his own in the triple threat match, bashing Daniel Bryan and bashing Edge with the concerto, or actually, well, Edge bashing Daniel Bryan with the concerto, Roman bashing Edge with the concerto, and then just pinning both of them at the same time, which kind of also puts a damper on, I think, the whole thing, because if you think about it, really stop and think about it, when Roman dragged Edge over Daniel Bryan, shouldn't the ref have counted right then and there before Roman climbed on top of Edge? Because let's be real technical about this. Roman dragged Edge over Daniel Bryan. I mean, granted, yes, this was not an elimination match, a triple threat elimination match. But on the off chance, to really think about it, if you stopped and rewatched the match, the ending of the match, Edge gets dragged over Daniel Bryan, whose shoulders are down. Edge, who's on top of Daniel Bryan. Edge, the referee starts the count. I mean, granted, Roman Reigns is kind of over Edge, but Edge is over Daniel Bryan. Edge should be the Universal Champion, because he's the first one, with a pin attempt. I mean, to a point, but of course, Roman, smart and technically pulling Edge's shoulders over the other side, so he's pinning Edge, but to that point, pinning both of them. But again, if you really stop to think about it and look at the match, look at the ending, Edge is over Daniel Bryan, so the ref should have counted right then and there, and Edge should be Universal Champion right now. He should be celebrating that he is back. He went through hell. Actually, he's back for the second time after coming back last year for WrestleMania to beat Randy Orton, and then, of course, getting injured at Backlash, coming back to win the Royal Rumble from number 1 all the way through to main event WrestleMania Night 2, and should be the Universal Champion. Now, I feel like by the time we get to WrestleMania Backlash this coming next month, I think we're going to have a one-on-one match with Edge, Roman Reigns. No BS right there. But that was WrestleMania, guys. It was awesome. I think, again, a lot of people, including myself, are thinking night 1 was a whole lot better than night 2. Near the end of the night was the saving grace for night 2, but I think because night 1 in general as a whole was a lot better of a atmosphere and better to watch than night 2. Night 1 won hands down at this year's WrestleMania. But the night after WrestleMania, the Raw after WrestleMania, unfortunately did not live up to the hype it could have been for a Raw after WrestleMania. It was not the best show, guys, after a WrestleMania. I think this one had to be one of the worst ones. Because, well, I mean, have 7 matches on the we had 7 matches on the card. And I'm going to go through it right now. Lashley taking on Matt Riddle. Riddle wanted a match with the WWE champ. Got it after getting his butt whooped. Not really calling him out, but like, hey, I want a match against the champ, man. And of course, Lashley being Lashley beats the living crap out of him. Lashley beats Riddle. first match of the night. The first return of the after WrestleMania, we had the Viking Raiders are back with the first match back with the Viking Raiders back from injury, with Ivar from neck surgery, Eric from removing some surgical hardware from his arm, and also maternity leave because Eric had a brand new baby back in February, I want to say. Yeah, February. So it was good to see the Viking Raiders back, taking on Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. And of course, Viking Raiders returned and they pick up the victory over the former members of the Hurt Business. Raw Women's title up for grabs in a rematch from WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley taking on Asuka. And I really did not like this match. I mean, 24 hours ago, they had a great match. Ripley picks up the victory and becomes new Raw Women's champ. And 24 hours later, literally, you put the title back up for grabs. It wasn't a great match. I mean, granted, Charlotte interfered and attacked both. A returning Charlotte. I mean, not really returning, but more along the lines of a brand new attitude. I mean, for being left off of WrestleMania because, I mean, she challenged Asuka. I will admit, Charlotte's right. She challenged Asuka first for the Raw Women's title at WrestleMania. Asuka didn't answer her. And then, of course, Charlotte was quietly put away. I mean, to a point where, she was COVID, things happened. COVID testing, she got she got positive with COVID, so she had to be out for a while. And a lot of things went down. So I feel like the better person was Rhea Ripley for the situation. And of course, she's now the Raw Women's Champion. And of course, Charlotte calling out all of the females on the Raw roster in her comeback promo after WrestleMania, and she left no one untouched in that Raw Women's locker room, to say the least. But Miz and Morrison taking on Damian Priest in a handicap match. Miz and Morrison, hyping up on Miz TV the Miz and Mrs. new season immediately following Raw on Monday, which was actually kind of funny. I actually liked watching the show. Miz and Morrison pick up the victory over Damian Priest in the handicap match. It's okay. Of course, they were wrestling in their suits, so it wasn't like set up. Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler taking on Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. A tag team action again. I cannot stress this enough. I'm getting tired of seeing Jax and Baszler taking on Rose and Dana Brooke. If it's not for a title, I'm getting tired of seeing these two teams going at it, guys. I'm getting tired of it. I mean, granted, Mandy Rose and setting up Nia Jax, for an embarrassment storyline kind of thing after WrestleMania. Of course, she slipped and fell at WrestleMania, and now slapping Nia Jax, because they were laughing at her, watching the replay right before Mandy Rose came in and slapped the taste out of her, and Dana Brooke attacked, setting up this tag team match. But it didn't really help as much that Nia slipping twice, tripping into the ring in her entrance, like, okay, no one saw that. You didn't know what saw that. No one saw that. And Dana and Mandy trying to hold it in, like, and then of course Nia climbing back into the ring, slipping on her butt onto that one, falling down and slipping on her butt. That one sent it over the edge to where Rose and Dana Brooke were like, okay, we're out of here. We'll peace. We don't need to push it right now. We're good. We're backing off. We don't need to go up against someone who just slipped and fell and is embarrassed on national TV and get destroyed for later. So we're backing out, and they lost via count out. But again, I'm if it's not for the tag team titles, I'm tired right now of seeing Jackson Baszler taking on Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. I understand. I get if it was, hey, getting Rose and Dana Brooke more time on TV, but you've done it for the last, 3 months of tag team match, single match, tag team match. Nothing. Win with that. No tag team title match opportunity for them. No title switch. Nothing sort of that would send this into an actual rivalry kind of mode for me. It just, oh, we had a tag team match. Okay, then the next week we had a singles match. The next week we had another singles match. And then a tag team match, and then it went nowhere. Put it on main event. At least that way, if Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler were taking on Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke in a tag team match, it was on main event to where, okay, they're getting time on camera. They're getting time in the ring to work, possibly work something out to where, oh, we could set something up for Monday Night Raw or something like that. It didn't happen. It was always on Raw, taking up opportunity for, a singles match or something to build for the Raw Women's title or something to get to someone for the Raw Women's title or something to someone getting a title opportunity for the tag team title. Just something different. That's all I need to say on that. New Day taking on Elias and Jackson Riker, tag team match. New Day picking up the victory over Elias and Jackson Riker. And then a triple threat match to determine the number one contender for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania Backlash. Yes, I said WrestleMania Backlash, not Backlash. WrestleMania Backlash. That is the next pay-per-view coming up next month. And the triple threat match was pretty good, guys, I would say. Knock him out, drag him out fight right there between Drew, Orton, and Braun Strowman. Drew McIntyre picks up the victory. He will get his rematch at WrestleMania Backlash next month. Afterwards, we saw T-Bar and Mace attack Drew McIntyre, and I would kind of say maybe finally going to drop the whole Batman, the Dark Knight looking masks and probably join the new, a new version of the Hurt Business. But I don't know. But the other shocking, really kind of crazy moment of the night, Alexa not really with the Fiend, I guess, anymore, but is now her own cuckoo person now, because she now has her own Alexa. Grant besides Alexa's Playhouse, but she now has a doll named Lily that apparently can bite you if you pay attention correctly. But I cannot wait to see what they're going to do with Alexa and the Fiend. I smell even more craziness, even more so. Alexa now seems more crazier than the psychotic Mr. Rogers right now. Truth be told. But this should get very interesting, guys. Heck, we're not even to Halloween. We're not even October yet. We got 4 months we got 5 months to October, and we're not even into the creepy. We're already getting creepy stuff here, guys. We're 5 months away from October, the month of evil, and we're getting the crazy evil stuff right now with Alexa and the Fiend, and the psychotic Mr. Rogers of Bray Wyatt. So, grab a bucket of popcorn and enjoy the show with those two. It's gonna be fun. Yeah. NXT. This past Tuesday, the first new show, I guess they got new graphics and new music. We'll hopefully be told what that intro is, but I think it might have been what the music that Poppy was singing from the Stand and Deliver, which I could really dig that. Really good. Kick off the new NXT on Tuesday nights. NXT tag team titles up for grabs. MSK defending against Killian Dane and Drake Maverick. MSK picks up the victory and retains. Imperium members come out and attack Killian Dane afterwards. It was a good match. Mercedes Martinez beating Jessie Camara. Mercedes Martinez picks up the victory. Kushida and Santos Escobar NXT Cruiserweight Championship match. Santos issuing an open challenge for the Cruiserweight title. Kushida answers, and he cashed in big time as he got the victory and is your new NXT Cruiserweight champion of the world. And literally, it was a great matchup between those two for the NXT Cruiserweight title. I mean, I thought it was an awesome match at TakeOver Stand and Deliver in the ladder match, but Kushida, shock surprise the first night on NXT Tuesday for these guys. It was really great. Isaiah Swerve Scott taking on Leon Ruff, and I think this rivalry is going to, step up and step up the intensity between these two because the match was great. I really liked it. Go back and watch the match. It was great. Isaiah Swerve Scott picks up the victory. Leon Ruff is not done with Isaiah Swerve Scott. And then, of course, the big 8-person intergender tag team match. Bronson Reed, Dexter Lumis, and the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, Shotzi and Ember, taking on the way. Sorry, you need to get the way of Indy, Candice, Johnny, the NXT North American Champion, and Austin Theory. And this was one of those matches where you'd be scratching your head of like, I mean, it was really great, guys. It was a really great matchup. But the thing with Indy Hartwell, and her trying so hard to get with Dexter throughout the match. I mean, almost getting it while Dexter's having the straitjacket submission on Johnny to see her come in and like, I want to stop it. I want to stop it, but I can't. And it's like, screw it. Lay down. Dexter just turns around, is like, what is this? Checks. It's like, nope. Out in comes Austin. Picks her up. It's like they're gonna kiss. Austin Theory comes in, attacks Dexter. Andy's like, what the hell, man? Tosses Austin out of the ring, gets on the other side of the ring on the edge, lays back down again. Dexter's like, okay, grab her. Like, let's just take her to the back. She must be injured. Takes her back, and you see Indy, still prone, and like, okay. And then as soon as they're walking away or being carried away, opens her eyes like, yeah, baby. Yeah. And gives the wink like, oh, yeah, I'm going to get some. I got my man. And it was the best part of the night. I mean, besides seeing Austin get body slammed from the second rope multiple times, and then Bronson just comes off the top with that earthquake splash on top of Austin Theory to pick up the victory. And then you see at the, when they're closing out the show, Johnny, Candice, and Austin Theory just like, where's Indy? Where is she? It's like, it's just the funniest thing ever. But that was NXT. Besides, we had a new debut of Frankly Monette. And I mean, aka Tyra Valkyrie, aka John Morrison's wife, is now in NXT. I guess apparently serving her 4 to 5 year sentence. If you're if you remember that joke from like a couple months ago. And then I guess Roderick Strong is leaving NXT. We don't know where he's going to go. If he's done with WWE, like legit, or if he's just getting called up to the main roster and leaving NXT, putting his paperwork with William Regal this past week. Quickly over to AEW Dynamite. The Young Bucks defending against the tag team titles against Death Triangle, Pac, and Ray Phoenix. Great matchup with that one. Young Bucks pick up the victory. Jade Cargill taking on Red Velvet. Of course, Jade dominating again. Anthony Oregogo, I want to say. Orgo defeating Cole Carter. Not really impressive with that matchup. Chris Jericho beating Drax Hardwood. or Hardwood. I don't know why I said Hardwood. Oh my God. Drax of the Pinnacle with Mike Tyson as special enforcer. I said it wrong again. Anyhow, it's Dax, not Drax. Dax. Chris Jericho pick up the victory. I still cannot wait to see what Blood and Guts is going to be and what it was supposed to be coming up. I can't wait for that. Chris Statlander defeating Amber Nova. And then Darby Allin defending the TNT Championship against Matt Hardy in a Falls Count Anywhere match. That was a great matchup. Darby Allin picks up and retains the victory, or retains the TNT title. Team Taz beating the hell out of Christian, trying to get Christian to join Team Taz. It didn't work. But again, that was Dynamite for Wednesday. No more channel flipping on Wednesdays, guys. You don't have to switch between NXT or have two monitors, one for NXT and one for Dynamite. You can now spread it out as NXT is on Tuesday, Dynamite's on a Wednesday. But actually, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Actually, no. SmackDown, quickly go through that because again, the WrestleMania this past weekend. They only had three matches on the card. Of course, everyone mostly was concerned with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, as Jey Uso wins the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. His name will be etched on the trophy, along with Big Show. I forgot who else. King Corbin won it. I believe he won it one year. I cannot utterly remember who the other winners of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. It is literally going to bother me now. I will have to look at that next week, or get that info for you next week. But I think, I know Big Show won one. I know Corbin won one. Jey Uso won this recent one. Trying to remember off the top of my head. I have to relook at the card and see. Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Okay, they didn't show that. Okay. So I know Big Show won in. I think Big Show won in Santa Clara at WrestleMania 31. That was Dallas. So WrestleMania. So yeah, 30, 31, 32. Who won WrestleMania 33? Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I'm trying to remember the more recent ones for you guys at the top of my head. I think it might have been Braun Strowman. I think. I'm not 100% sure. Baron Corbin won. No, Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy won in New Orleans. Again, WrestleMania 34. 35 was Braun. He won that one. Last. So yeah, it was yeah. I cannot remember the exact order, but Jey Uso picks up the victory. Rude and Ziggler defend against Alpha Academy, Street Profits, and Ray and Dominic to defend their SmackDown Tag Team titles. It was an okay match. Rude and Ziggler pick up the victory, retain their SmackDown Tag Team titles. And then, of course, Tamina taking on Nia Jax. That ended in disqualification for Nia Jax as Tamina wins. But that was SmackDown. That was everything this past week. And I am spent, guys. Literally, WrestleMania, a 2-night event, Raw, NXT, Dynamite, and then you guys. Just a lot of action the past week. That is going to be it for me, guys. Before I get out of here, got to do my house cleaning. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow all of our lovely content here on the Flex Network. Be sure to follow us on Facebook. For everyone that you should be following us anyhow. You should be sharing and liking all of our things on there. Share us with your friends, your neighbors, your buddies. Share us with everyone on your friends list. On our Twitter pages, you can follow us at the Flex Network 1 for your football and fantasy football content. You can follow us at MMA Evergreen for your MMA, UFC, and boxing, all that content. And on the flip side of the world, you should be following us at FlexNet_PW Elite. Well, it should be. I've been doing it right that entire time, but Elite _PW Elite for your wrestling content, which you should be doing. And make sure you like and subscribe all and share with all your friends on Twitter as well. You should be liking and subscribing to our YouTube pages. Just search Flex Network for your football and fantasy football content. And, of course, search Flex Network Wrestling for your wrestling content here. And, of course, we are on that lovely podcast. We are everywhere. We're on that Spotify. We are on that Apple. We're pretty much everywhere. But if we're not somewhere where you listen to podcasts, let us know, and we will get there, and we will flex on that. And, of course, guys should be always getting, if you guys want some merch, some Flex Network shirts, hoodies, flip-flops, maybe some socks, go to brainbustertees.com and search in the other promoters section for that lovely content. Sorry, not content, gear. You should be loving and going out and getting yourself some socks, some Flex Network socks, maybe some Flex Network sweatshirts, maybe some. Oh, yeah, we're in that other wrestling personalities section. The Flex Network near the bottom of the page, or second to the bottom of the page, second row to the bottom of the page. But yes, we got ourselves mugs, pillows, shirts, I want to say we have face masks. I want to say that, but I'm not gonna. Nope, not yet. No, we don't. But yeah, we got pillows, we got socks, we got shirts, sweatshirts, coffee mugs, stickers. Everybody loves stickers. Go out and get you some. But that's going to be it for me, guys. In this incredible week of wrestling. I'm going to get on out of here, guys. I will talk to you guys next week here on the show. Enjoy the rest of the week, guys. Enjoy that sun. If you are in the Pacific Northwest, it is nice and sunny right now. But that's going to be it for me, guys. I will see you guys next week. Peace out. This
has been the Pro Wrestling Weekend Review Show.
You got some fellow Canadians.
But when you're from Calgary,
Where's that?
Alberta, Canada,
A one-way first-class ticket to Larryland. What is it with you folks coming to Florida? Stay in your own country. This is the Flex Network. This is the Flex Network. Flex on them. Flex on everybody. Right here. Why me? Why me? Why me?
don't blame Canada, blame yourself.
Feels like showtime every minute to me. I can't help it. No. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Ta-ta for now.
We're out of time. Good night on Nitro.
The preceding announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Well, you're welcome, Jurassic Slap Ass.